Hello and welcome back to Football Manager 2020 with Newcastle United. Today is the day where we should win a Champions League game against Celtic and maybe secure ourselves third place in the group, maybe? Because you have to assume that Celtic are going to be playing PSG in the final game of the group stages and will get battered by them like they did last time. We've played one match in between episodes and we won 3-0 against Norwich away from home. This is our first victory away from home all season. And Franco Di Matteo scored twice, Christ Chole also scoring a goal. The big thing about this is we played a different tactic and it seemed to work. We literally played a very basic tactic as well. I went and made a gegenpress 4-1-2-3 DM wide, which I literally haven't changed anything. This was the default gegenpress for that formation and I went with it. And it seemed to work. We scored 3 goals, which is always good. The victory against Norwich means that we are currently in 10th place, joint on 17 points with West Ham, Watford and Sheffield United. We are still within touching distance of European football, now 5 points clear of the relegation zone. We are just having a non-existent season. We are so inconsistent, it's ridiculous. After the last match, after the Southampton game, we actually had a team meeting that was all of the fringe players basically came to me and said, we're not doing very well and I think it's your management. And I turned around and went, shut up. It's not my management. You're just useless at football. And then all of them basically went, nah, yeah, that's a fair point. So I'm hoping maybe that little team talk thing that took place might have fired them up a little bit more once again. Possibly, I don't know. We're going to find out against Celtic, aren't we? Celtic are playing just as well as us by the looks of it. They've played 5 matches, although all by the looks of it, we don't actually have the Scottish Premier League on. So they've played Real Madrid twice, there you go, those are words, and conceded 7 in 2 games. They played PSG, conceded 7 in 1 game. They did manage to beat us and FCSB as well. Let's hope, because we're at home, we can actually pull one over Celtic this time around. Part of the problem with this formation is wingers. I've literally spent the last 8 years in charge of Newcastle, or 5 years, 6 years, however, some time in charge of Newcastle without wingers. So luckily for us, obviously Marlon Charles, he can play as a winger, that is not a problem. On the right hand side, that is where we're going to have some issues. So we are going to play in goal, will be Adonam as always. Johnny Santos, Fernando Zelaya, Big Dids, and Helinho will be the back 4. Lewis Cook will be that deep-lying playmaker with Jakobsen and Christ Chole in the middle of the pitch. Mateo Lopez-Bays will be on the right-hand side. Marlon Charles will be on the left-hand side. And Franco Di Matteo will be the striker. Marlon Charles is very tired. 85% fitness. He's going to have to come off at some point. Fite up apparently can play as a left winger. So can Thiago Almada. Maybe. Oh, Monasterio. Oh, we got plenty of left wingers. It's fine. Celtic are playing a very narrow formation. Brian Mabuemo was the player who managed to score the goal against us last time he played. He's been there since 2022, scoring 45 goals. Fraser Hornby is, if I'm perfectly honest, he's not great at football. If we lose against Celtic, we should be embarrassed. Well, that's a name that we recognise. Greg Taylor, who we had for a season and wasn't very good. Gone back to Celtic, played 68 more games for them, scoring 2 goals. Oh, they've also got John Suter, who they're playing as a right-back. Why is he a right-back? And Connor Goldson, who isn't... I mean, their team is awful. No offence to Celtic fans, but compared to our team, on paper, we are 100 times better than them, and we're probably going to lose. Now, part of the thing that meant we did so well against Norwich was defensively, we were outstanding, so we need to keep that up. And also keep up the goal scoring. There is an early highlight starting with Celtic at the back. Berg with the ball to McGregor. Loads and loads of space in the middle of the pitch. Plays a through ball. Fraser Hornby's not going to get there. Big Dids does. Back to Adonam, who's got some interest from Tottenham Hotspur, if I'm not mistaken. He can lump the ball upfield. Marlon Charles controls it. Helinho plays the ball behind him. Down on the ground. Charles runs onto it on the left-hand side. He's got one player in the middle. That's the problem with this formation. Matthias Jakobsen is there. We've nearly managed to put the ball in. I say we. It was Connor Goldson, wasn't it? We almost got the ball in the back of the net. Those are words. I can't speak right now. Helinho with a throw. Chole heads down. It's Lewis Cook. Helinho once again. PSG beating Real Madrid. That is good news. Celtic have cleared their lines. Mabuemo's head down. Only finds Big Did. Zelaya gets the ball all the way back to Adonam. So we're going to build from the Brazilian goalkeeper. Lewis Cook. Lovely spin. Didn't need to do it though, did you? Big Dids again, back to Adonam. This is gegenpress, not tiki-taka. Like to point that out. This is gegenpress football. Big Dids on the ground to Helinho on the left-hand side. He can run over the halfway line. Stops and plays it all the way back to Big Dids by the looks of it. Yes, it is. Dids tries to go for the other side instead. Di Matteo gets onto the end of Lopez Baez's header. Pope makes a save. We are getting close, although our build-up play is so slow and tedious. It's annoying me. Chole's corner comes in, header clear from Hornby. Lewis Cook collects it. Chole gets it back, crosses in once again. Di Matteo's not going to get there. Christie can run the ball clear for Celtic. Is this going to continue the highlight? It looks like it might, you know. Christie takes it out wide. Lewis Cook tackles him. Lopez Baez with a free kick. Chole's there from the back post. Marlon Charles as well has a header from the other side. We've managed to win ourselves a corner somehow. I don't know how we've done that. It's Lopez Baez once again towards the middle. Chole's header is over the bar. Is it another corner? It's a goal kick. We are doing everything but score a goal. Absolutely everything but score a goal. We need to beat Celtic. If we don't beat Celtic, we cannot finish higher than 4th. Marlon Charles to Helinho. Crosses in. Franco Di Matteo is there. It is 1-0. The assist from Helinho. Franco Di Matteo's 7th goal of the season. The only player who's really scoring goals for us at the moment. 39 minutes on the clock. We are 1-0 up, and that will move us into 3rd place in the table now on goal difference. Christie with a free kick for Celtic. Berg is there at the back. His header is over the bar. Hopefully, it's going to be 1-0 at half-time. Taylor's throw, we're not quite there yet, Mobrema. Now, Taylor once again, the former Newcastle man, Simonovic, maybe, plays it all the way back to Nick Pope in the Celtic goal. Pope slowly walking around his area. Are we going to put any pressure on him? No, not really. Not even close, were we? McGregor and Taylor passing it around. Mason Mount, now Christie. Taylor's making a run. Back to McGregor again. Berg in the middle of the pitch. Spreads the ball onto the right-hand side for Johnny Suter. Super Johnny Suter gets round his man. He's got Big Did still with him, though. Fraser Hornby across to Berg. Berg goes for goal, places it in the bottom corner. It's 1-1. This is Celtic. We are being outplayed by an average Celtic side. How have we not taken our chances? 10 shots, 5 on target, 1 goal. They've had 3 shots, 1 on target, 1 goal. How are we doing so bad? We are the most inconsistent football team that I've ever seen right now. Zelaya's on a 6.4, so I imagine he's probably taken blame for the goal from Berg. We've got ourselves a throw with Johnny Santos to Di Matteo. Santos gets it back, number 7. Plays it back to Cook, crosses it in, finds Helinho. Marlon Charles has gone down off the ball. Have we managed to pick up a penalty? John Suter pushing over Marlon Charles. I assume they were best friends, roommates possibly, back when they were both at Newcastle United. Zelaya steps up. He's going to miss, isn't he? He's going to miss. He does not miss the Paraguayan central defender, his 2nd goal of the season. We are back in front against Celtic. We are back looking like we might be getting Europa League football after the group stages. Right, Jakobsen's coming off. Guendouzi is going to come on. Marlon Charles for Almada as well. I don't know whether that's a good idea. Charles has done a reasonable job. Got ourselves a corner. Almada is the one to take it. It's Simonovic clearing. Lopez Baez collects it. Almada wants it again. No, he doesn't. Lopez Baez crosses it in. Mason Mount heads clear. Lewis Cook now. He's going to get the ball. Helinho down the left-hand side. Almada flicks the head on. Di Matteo's into the area. And Franco Di Matteo once again on the score sheet. His 8th goal of the season now. 3-1 up against Celtic. This has to be us. This has to be us beating them. Shot conversion rate is something that we've struggled with. We have all of a sudden, this game and the Norwich game, suddenly picked it up. And I'm thinking the change in formation might be the reason for it. We're going to do our final sub with 10 minutes to play. Don't really know what we're going to do. I don't want to bring off Di Matteo, but I do want to bring on Nicky Monasterio. So that way round, maybe? Sure, that's awful. Don't know why I've done that. 3 minutes left to play and 4 minutes of injury time. It is just flying by. It is going to be a 3-1 victory. 20 shots, 10 on target, 3 goals. They had 3 shots, 1 on target, 1 goal. Doesn't really matter, does it? We picked up the 3 points. And with that, I think as long as we better the Celtic result, or not even better, just equal the Celtic result that they have against PSG, which means as long as we don't lose, we're basically guaranteed European football, aren't we? So, let's just do some maths here. Let's do some thinking. Hold on. We've got Real Madrid, the final group stage game. If we beat them, we will go through. If we draw with them, we will finish 3rd, unless Celtic manage to somehow beat PSG. And let's face it, They've let in 17 goals in 5 games. They're not going to do that, are they? That's not going to do it for this episode. What we're going to do, same as the last one, we're going to go forward. We're going to go to the Crystal Palace game, and I will be with you with the starting 11 as I punch my microphone. Welcome back. Time for the Palace game then. Same formation. This time in goal is going to be Adnan. Helinho, Munoz, Zelaya and Santos will be the back four. The midfield triangle will be Lewis Cook at the base of the triangle with Matthias Jakobsen and Matteo Guendouzi in the middle. Christcholi has dropped to the bench because of fitness concerns. Lopez Bays will be the right winger. Marlon Charles will be the left winger. And the 2-goal hero from the Celtic game, Franco Di Matteo, I almost forgot his name then. I nearly called him Freddie. It's Franco Di Matteo will be the striker. Crystal Palace playing a 4-4-2. Almost 20 minutes in and we finally got the first highlight of the game. Lopez Bays collects the poor goal kick. Keeps going, does Matteo Lopez Bays, crosses in. Marlon Charles is at the back post. The Englishman's header hits the post and it is cleared. Throw in on the halfway line. Santos to Lewis Cook. Now Jakobsen. Santos is continuing his run. He is going to collect the ball on the right-hand side. 3 in the box. Keeps going. Portugueseman Santos gets tackled by Jake Vokins, the former Southampton youngster. Lewis Cook is going to hopefully collect the ball. This is a bit of a strange highlight so far. I thought it was just going to be Santos crossing it in. Munoz's ball forward finds Jakobsen. Santos once again, can he make that run and finally get that cross in? Cook, Zelaya. Now Guendouzi. Back to Lewis Cook. He can find Santos on that right-hand side. This is where the highlight should have started. Santos to Jakobsen. Santos gets it back. He's going to go inside. Across, finds Lewis Cook. Rolls it across to Guendouzi. Jakobsen. Marlon Charles in the area once again. Taking it out wide though. Tries to cross it in. Does eventually do it. Lopez Bays gets the ball. And Matteo Lopez Bays has finally scored his first ever goal for the club. I know he was out on loan last season to Switzerland, I think. But he's been here a while. He's played a reasonable amount of football this season as well. He's a natural striker, and he's finally scored his first goal for the club. We are 1-0 up against Crystal Palace. And that goal moves us up to 9th in the table. Martinez with a corner just before half-time. It's a header clear from Munoz. Garcia back in. Adnan easily holds onto the ball. So the highlight will begin with Adnan kicking it out then. Finds Marlon Charles on that left-hand side. A decent counter-attack potentially. Charles is going straight into the area. Goes for goal. It's a good save from Pereira. Lopez Bays doesn't manage to control the ball and it's going to be a goal kick. In fact, it is going to be half-time. It is 1-0 at half-time. Looking good for our lead. I'd like a second. No changes at half-time, although Franco Di Matteo and Marlon Charles both putting their names down to get substituted, along with Jakobsen. 60 minutes in, now is the time for the subs. So Fite Arp will come on, Marlon Charles off for Almada, and that's it. We're just going to do 2 for the moment. Corner for Lopez Bays, the goal scorer. Zelaya is there, Fite Arp is there. It is 2-0, his 4th goal of the season, 64 minutes on the clock. This match is done, isn't it? Turn the floodlights off. Send everybody home. It's a victory. It's definitely a victory. We've still got 25 minutes to play, but we're definitely winning this one. Final 10 minutes then against Palace. It is looking good for the 2-0 victory. Nothing has really happened in the second half other than the goal, and I'm okay with that. Full time then. It is a 2-0 victory, and since we have changed formation, we have gone undefeated. We have scored 7 goals in the last 3 games. This new formation seems to be working pretty well for us. That victory then moves us up into 8th place in the table, just 1 point behind 7th place Swansea and 6th place Southampton, 5 points behind a Champions League spot. And more importantly, I say more importantly, because I still worry that we could get relegated, but more importantly, we are now 8 points clear of 18th place Crystal Palace. Next episode then is going to have to be something very similar. It's going to be Real Madrid. Maybe we do Watford as like a highlights and then Real Madrid as the main event. That's what we're going to do. So in between episodes, we're just going to be playing the Manchester City game. Then we will return for the Watford match and the Real Madrid match. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Football Manager 2020 with Newcastle United. If you did enjoy, do remember to leave a like. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. I'll be back next time with that Champions League decider against Real Madrid.